HANZELOT versus NICERSMICER, a best of 5. Let's head back into the mix, back into the pick and bans. It's over to Sam and Say Shizzo. Let's get it on.
Here we go. I'm sure we'll see Han a lot, but there will be a riot if no NICERSMICER hits that stage. Well, it's already hit the stage there. My joker's gone now. It's already been there. I thought Smicer was only going to come now, but we see a Salah pre-ban and a Heigang pre-ban.
And straight into that cigar. What are we going to do into that cigar? It's pretty much of an open draft right now. You could go any kind of pace that you want. You could say like, okay, I'm going to match your bruiser style, going into something like Vanessa over here, which like Miles thinks is a little bit too early, but these first picks are definitely signaling like, okay, what kind of play style is NICERSMICER going to go here for?
Exactly. Actually, looking at Vanessa right now, she's currently sitting on only a 40% win rate. Used 75 times in SWC so far, so the speed lead is obviously useful, but the unit as a whole is not working too well in SWC. Partnered with an Etna, and HANZELOT going back with his Han and an Escher.
The Escher is pretty interesting because you already have a 33 lead with a 119 base on the other side. Sure, it's cool that you bring a 115 base, but the Han speed lead is not going to help you for it. You're going to have to draft pretty much 2 speed leads on the other side. However, we see NICERSMICER picking up a Gyu. Pretty interesting unit into units that take a lot of, I would say, slightly more less useful turns. But is that something that we see on the enemy side already? Combined with that Camilla as well. Interesting units.
Wow, double Valkyrie already coming out from the side of NICERSMICER. It's not usually a combination that we're seeing too familiar all the way together. HANZELOT now has to think about exactly, is he going to continue that? We've got into a Dooman here.
Dooman, definitely very strong unit. Would definitely make work of that Camilla. If it's there, would also absolutely make work of that Gyu, because the Gyu is taking so many turns. And we have that Lima being picked up.
Here we go. If the Lima does go through, say, we need to check out that S1 damage for you, because we know that's what you're all about, and I want to make sure there's a good enough S1 damage since Say isn't playing, but he's casting with us.
Yeah, let's definitely see. I would definitely like to see something picked up, like Juno could definitely be a thing, but do you want something to outpace more? Who are you going to ban? Like, are you focusing on the ban on that Dooman? Or are you feeling that something else is a high threat over here? Exactly.
Actually, I'm just checking out as well, Camilla so far actually had a more positive win rate during the EU prelims than actually worldwide on SWC. Here we see an Amdua as well, the brother of Wedja.
Yeah, not all too much. Pretty interesting of a unit. I'm not too sure if it's going to be that strong. It's once again one of those units, if the enemy takes a lot of turns, you can make it work. We have a few units that get extra turns on their skill kit, as that Han, as that Dooman, but it is more something that you would pick into like a Raccoon or anything that takes an exceptional amount of a lot of turns.
Exactly. Here they go. They've got a bit more time now to figure out who they're going to ban out. Obviously, NICERSMICER wants those units that are going to take more turns to allow the Gyu through. So Vanessa is going to be banned out from the speed lead, and Dooman is being banned out because obviously it was going to deal with all of that Camilla.
Yeah, definitely over there. Getting rid of the Camilla is somewhat difficult, I would say, but also the buffs that HANZELOT is bringing right now are pretty easy dealt with all of the units on the side of NICERSMICER.
Here we go then, we're getting in to match 2, set number 1 between NICERSMICER and HANZELOT here at the Europe Cup in Paris. Escher taking first turn.
That is definitely interesting because we have
fast.
That is very fast because we're looking at a 115 base against a 119 base on the Etna.
Resisted as well there, meaning Lima still is going to be able to use all of those skills without any punishment.
You definitely go for the third skill right now because we have that Cigar moving after. The Cigar moving after, okay, we have that Gyu moving, but she strips only one thing. She's not going to stun the Cigar, right?
Oh, you called that there weirdly, Say.
But you can push back, strip the immunity, but didn't get any pushback or any strip or anything.
Wow, managing to land all the provokes. Now we're going to see how much work that Han can do into that Etna. Defense break landed only on about the second hit there.
Yeah, it was pretty late for the defense break, but it's definitely not 17k skill 1, and that's 1 unit taken off the field, and that was the main damage dealer on the side of NICERSMICER.
Exactly. Escher now has third skill available, going to do all that damage into the Amdua. He's going to start to need taking more turns, NICERSMICER here, Say.
Yeah, I was looking at the S1 damage, 1.8k. I would say that he maybe has some damage reduction in there, because that could be a little bit high, but definitely making its work right now. With a Camilla proc over there, are you going to get that freeze? Freeze is definitely very important and does get it.
Exactly, landing that freeze now. So obviously NICERSMICER needs to take out that Han. That's where the damage is mainly coming from on the side of HANZELOT.
Yeah, definitely the moment that the Han is gone, I still think that HANZELOT has a very strong unit with that Lima, with the Escher, with all of those units that just give quite a lot of buffs. And on the other side, you definitely have to get rid of that Amduat. The moment you take rid of the Amduat, there's not too much cycling going on, or not too much turns taken on the side of NICERSMICER anymore.
Exactly, so we've got the suppression that's gone onto the Lima, and she's going to be taking the next turn unless there's decides not for a stun. but obviously not using skills because you'll lose half of your health as well, say.
Yeah, exactly. And the only heal that we see on the side of NICERSMICER is that Camilla. But she's a decent healer in arena defense. She's super annoying over there, but she's not healing all too much in RTA as she's showing right now. So is that going to be enough to keep that Amduet lively? Which is definitely needed because we might have an armor-broken Amduet right here.
Exactly. He's going to be targeting into that Amduet most likely. Just trying to get rid of that because it's the one taking the most turns right now. It's taking turns all the time. Provoking is nice as well, but Gyu has second skill available. Can she put suppression somewhere else? Oh, and Seal!
Seal. Definitely something we haven't seen at all yet in all of SWC, I think. But in the end, it is on the Asher. Asher is not violent. Asher is not despair. Cool that you put Seal, but it's not going to work.
Exactly. Well, he's got skill 2 available now. Is he going to try and heal up that hand? Because obviously the moment the hand goes down, there's less damage. Deciding not to because of the suppression.
Yeah, the suppression is there. You definitely have choices right now of going for this third skill. This third skill gives a lot of buffs. You're not going to use your third skill anytime soon, however, but you're taking that many buffs and you're getting that Han clean to go for high damage right here.
Exactly. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Going for the second skill. Gets the stun onto the Amduat, but doesn't manage to kill. Gyu, can she now strip?
Yeah, Gyu has to strip, but it's single target strip. So what are you stripping? Only strips. Just one thing, strip the other thing as well. We can go for that freeze right here, but there was no armor break. And NICERSMICER's reaction, you could see he was aiming for that armor break. Because armor break from and then hitting with the Camilla's enemy max HP damage. That is a lot of damage if it's armor broken.
Exactly. Here we are then. Escher managing to heal up that Han again. He's managing to keep it awake. And now Amduat has gone off the field.
Yeah, Amduet off the field definitely will make it very difficult for NICERSMICER to go anywhere right now because okay, and we have to steal once again, and this time it is on the unit that we have seen Vio procking already. So the Vio procs on that Lima is not going to happen for one turn.
Here we go then. Cigar has third skill available, going to put it into the Camilla, landing the provoke as well. It's not looking good for Smicer here.
No, definitely not. The provoke was the key factor. Also not critting on the Camilla was definitely key factor. However, we have the proc. Can we actually kill on that armor break Han right now? Probably we can.
Manages to get it.
Definitely a lot of damage right now, but we still see a lot more cycling of just that S1 damage. We have S1 damage, we have speed buffs, we have a lot of stuff still going on the side of HANZELOT, and the moment that the Gyu is up off the field, it's going to be quite an uphill battle to get rid of the Lima.
Exactly. However, you did see, I don't know if you saw the reaction of HANZELOT. He was not too happy about the fact Han has gone down now. I think it's actually closer than we might think.
No, I've seen some Camilla. Ooh, definitely the proc. If it freezes right now, that's gonna make it.
Oh.
Does not land the freeze right now, and that's definitely something that HANZELOT needs. But HANZELOT is still 2 turns away from that third skill because of that suppression. It's still pretty far to get that skill. And if we get another proc on this one, oh, we didn't get it on this one though.
Yeah, he knew it there. You could see NICERSMICER, his reaction, because we know that Lima is going to be getting very close to that third skill, and now managed
to get that third skill, and that will probably make this victory going very close to the side of HANZELOT, because you got some more healing going in there. You have that invisibility, you have that immunity, you have the heal over time. There's just a lot of stuff going around. Can we stick the armor break? If we don't crit right now, we managed to go for a crit. Didn't manage to go for a crit, and then this skill 1 is going to do a lot more damage than it usually did, and that is going to take Camilla off the field, and we have the first victory for HANZELOT.
Wow, calm and collected by HANZELOT in the end. I mean, NICERSMICER had a plan. Obviously, it didn't fully come into fruition and end up with a win for him. He had the Camilla. It was just being there and being annoying. At the end, it was trying to do something that it maybe couldn't do by the end, but it was still there.
It was like an arena defense Camilla, what we see. It's just there, and it's annoying, and it's taking time. Yep. But in the end, it couldn't get the win. But I would say it was definitely a right pick, because it did do a lot of damage on that Han.
Exactly, that's what he saw. A lot of damage coming through. Wow. Double Omni Uji bans here with the Dooman and with the Shizuka pre-ban, say.
Pretty interesting to see a Shizuka pre-ban in current state of the game, because often the units, well, we talked about it before. I guess we can honestly say we maybe don't really like the unit because of the sheer win rate. However, we have that Cigar being picked up. HANZELOT has all of the other units open except that Dooman.
Exactly. He can go into kind of anything that he's feeling right now. Banning out a Shizuka, what does that usually entail? So you're going to be picking something like a Chung Pung, putting in cool times, but there's not too many debuffs that a Shizuka would throw back to you.
No, not too much. Like, if you are a player that's very hard focused on like a Nephthys or a Gian or those kind of units that you get thrown back stuns or silences or anything like that, that is why you don't like to play into Shizukas. But I'm not really sure. On the other side, we have seen Hey Gang, and this is actually one of the earlier Hagangs that we have picked up. But I was actually talking to HANZELOT backstage, and he told me, like, people are sleeping on this Patar. Patar is very good into Hagang, so he's going to show me right here if this Patar is good into Hagang.
Here we go, so he's put it down already. Interestingly enough, I just wanted to point out, NICERSMICER hasn't actually played Hagang at the EU prelims so far, so this is the first time that he's maybe had to contest for that unit. Decides to pick it with the Vanessa, Patar and the Lima back again. She did a lot of stuff that was really beneficial for HANZELOT in terms of the beneficial effects that she was putting on the set.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the lineup for HANZELOT right now, there's a lot of buffs. Finishing that off with the Mayos or anything pretty much is very strong. It's definitely a strong lineup from HANZELOT. On the other side, NICERSMICER. Do we go into more resets? We definitely will need more strippers though.
Exactly. Now I understand why the Shizuka was pre-banned. He's bringing in units, bringing so much immunity, so many buffs on his side that, here we go, he promised that he was going to play a Smicer. NICERSMICER has a Smicer on the field. We've already seen it with Lufia, but NICERSMICER has done it. And a Veramos.
Veramos, definitely interesting. I definitely do like the Veramos because the Veramos says, Narsha is your only damage, that is out of the field. How are you going to deal damage? And on the other side, NICERSMICER, what are you going to ban? Because the draft of HANZELOT is very versatile. It has everything. It has some damage. Like even if you remove the Han, there's still some damage in there on all units there. And there's just a lot of immunity and everything.
Wow, so there we go. We get the Narsha ban and we get the Veramos ban as well. So it's exactly what you said, Say. That's your way that you're going to deal with the damage? No, it's not going to be on the field anymore. So here we go, as they've got a few seconds to decide what's going to be the leader skills going into this match. Smicer is with NICERSMICER though. Is that a match made in heaven for this match?
Definitely might be, but we also have to think, like, can you land everything right now? Because that is going to be the big question. If the Hagang and that Cigar and the Smicer land everything, it could be a difficult battle for HANZELOT. And we're going into that second set of HANZELOT against NICERSMICER. Skill 2. How much are you going to land?
Let's see. Hagang, this is your opportunity. First time in the hands of NICERSMICER in a Europe competition right now for this year. Going for the... Gets the stun, but it's on the Patar.
He gets the stun on the Patar. HANZELOT, you were so absolutely right. Not maybe because of the stun, but you got the stun on exactly what you wanted. And that's exactly what he was talking about. And that's going to be a AoE strip down for quite a long time.
Oh, managing to get that defense break over on that Han though, Say.
Yeah, definitely something. Gets the increased cooltime as well. But on the other side, we have a similar unit doing that as well. We're going to have AoE pushback on this one. And that's going to take a bunch of cooltimes as well, because all of the units look at pretty close to 0 attack bar.
Oh, decided to go for skill 2 though, not pushing back, Say.
Interesting choice. He said, like, okay, all of the units already did skills, so I don't really need to go for your skills. I need to go for your armor break. And maybe this Patar. How much damage is a Patar going to do on a skill 2 right now? Because that could be very interesting damage on armor break.
Exactly. He's going to be moving next after this Cigar, but he's going to try and whittle down a little bit more of the hand. Let's see then. There's a defense break. Patar with skill. Decides skill 1 to get the stun, but Smicer is there to put the silence over there on the Lima.
Yeah, the silence is on the Lima. Definitely silence keeps rotating around. We have the Patar going into a potential skill 2 right now, or does go with skill 2. Wild Blow, how much damage? 16.5. Good amount of damage, but definitely not something that, ooh. What's interesting right now, we have that skill 3 coming up right after this turn as well. Can we get the stunner? Does not get the stunner that HANZELOT definitely would have liked to see.
Exactly. So now, is he going to be starting to just keep on going into that hand? I guess the bomb damage should be enough for it to be taken out. I mean, he's just trying to confirm it.
Yeah, definitely on this HP it was confirmed. The last one, maybe not really, because I'm not entirely sure like how much attack do you put on the Smicer. I don't think too much. You put just a lot of speed, accuracy in there, but the attack scaling is the one that makes the bomb do damage.
Exactly. Here we go then. So Chungpung now has skill 1 available, going to be pushing back, decreases the attack bar of Smicer, which is good. They can't then use the passive. Oh, she's going to start getting more turns though, this Lima. Bye-bye Han.
Yeah, that's bye-bye Han for sure. So at this moment, Lima, can you get your skills back? However, the Hagang is also close to the skill 2 again. So the moment that Lima does anything, but it cannot do anything if it is sitting there with a stun above her head.
Oh my god, stun, but we know that it is rune non-violent. If it takes an additional turn, it could change things. No! He was ready for it, NICERSMICER.
But we have that armor break coming in once again on that Vanessa, and that would take out that Vanessa as well, confirming the kill over there. Bomb, you can 2 turns, 2 turns denied on that Chungpung as well. However, the units on the side of HANZELOT both have skill 3 of cleanses. However, those cleanses only happen if you can use those skills. And we have the Smicer just putting so much silence every time. And that just doesn't work.
Yeah, the Smicer is locking down HANZELOT's units right now. He can't use what he wants to use. And you can see HANZELOT is in a little bit of a distress right now because he's not really going to be able to take a turn at the moment. If that Smicer keeps going, and we're getting Cigar with some of the provokes, and also then any stuns that are going to come in from that hair gang.
Yeah, and definitely this cool time increase makes it that it just makes so much more difficult for the Petard to get any skills in. And this is definitely looking very favorable for NICERSMICER right now.
Wow, Smicer using to great effect in the Lufia match and in this match right now as well. And you can see Hagang has skill 1, manages to decrease that attack bar, and Cigar's going to have skill 2 available. Defense break doesn't land. But the silence again from Smicer is crazy.
Yeah, the amount of silence is definitely very strong, and silence is not a CC that Petard will go for. So it's actually very nice pickup into that. We just have like a fire proc, and that is another bomber, and that bomber will definitely make that kill over here.
Wow, this is great play coming out of Smicer. Wow, I didn't think I'd be seeing this much effect of it today. Like the speed of it, taking the turns, making sure that you're just controlling the other team without even having to use a skill on them.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just, well, all passives.
Yeah.
And it works. It definitely does work. And it's slowly just chipping damage, slowly just getting those bombs in. A little bit left, a little bit right, a little bit center. Some more silence, some more stuns, some more provoke, some more cool time increases. And that's just definitely taking this win for NICERSMICER over here.
Wow, now landing the defense break as well. This is really, really interesting play coming out from NICERSMICER right here. We've seen that Lufia managed to use the Smicer as well. NICERSMICER brings it back 1-1 against HANZELOT, say.
Yeah, definitely a very interesting play. But now it's also the question for HANZELOT. He did have a lot of time to think like, okay, what is actually killing me and how can I counter that in the next match?
Exactly, so this is when you've got to take it back now. Do we see a pre-ban of a Smicer? We probably would have never thought of it ever, but it might come in. We obviously now know that HANZELOT has the option of the Dooman, and the Shizuka is available for NICERSMICER as well. We know that the Lima and the Pata are probably going to be around there unless they're pre-banned as well. HANZELOT seem to favour these picks. Still yet to see is Salah.
We haven't seen Salah yet, and we also haven't seen the Yan Hong of HANZELOT. So those are two units that he still definitely has. Bans out the Hagang though.
Hagang ban, along with a Lima ban. Interesting, because obviously the Lima was doing a lot, apart from when the Smicer was on the field taking those turns. Managing to put the silence and really preventing the use of any of the skills which would have been beneficial for the Lima. Cigar, locked in first pick for HANZELOT.
Yeah, both players, the moment that they have first pick, they lock in that Cigar. Cigar is their most valued unit. NICERSMICER, are we going back to that Vanessa? Vanessa, maybe it's not the greatest of units all the time, but it's definitely that unit. It is very annoying to be on the field because you kind of have to hit it first, you have to kill it first, but it is very tanky as well. Has the chance for that armor break after that strip as well, so armor break strip, and then a lot of damage. But we see a Raccoon first pick. Are we going Raccoon Miles as an opener?
Here we go, he's taking his time to figure out that last pick. He's going for a Jemaya instead, sir.
Pretty interesting, but HANZELOT is showing a talisman. Are you going to cleave the man over here? That is definitely an option, but it is also a dangerous option. We once again see that very fast Asher being picked up.
Exactly, so it's showing again that I'm going to be trying to go for that first turn from HANZELOT right now. We saw that the Etna wasn't fast enough on the side of NICERSMICER with the higher base speed. So is he going to try and still compete for that, or do you think now he has to pivot?
It really depends, like how many speed leads. Like if he drops another speed lead in plus that Asher, he can definitely compete for it. But decides to go for another fast unit in that Segmat.
Whoa, do we see a very quick Douglas pop down there as well, say?
I like and dislike the Douglas at this point at the same time, because that Segment can be on high attack. Segment skill 1 is an attack break. The moment that the Douglas is attack broken, it's not going to do all too much. And you don't see the 5th slot of NICERSMICER yet, but it does definitely look like HANZELOT's going to lock it in, because otherwise you would have taken out that unit before it.
Exactly, he's got a few more seconds to figure it out, but he's on the main stage, locks it in, and partners it with the Tomoe with another speed lead just to make sure.
Yeah, definitely in there. It's also kind of a mind game, because knowing like, okay, you kind of have to draft a Douglas counter in the 5th slot as well right now, otherwise you have to ban that Douglas. So it's really a pivotal point of saying like, okay, this unit is maybe not the best in slot, but it's really going to open up and make the draft very readable. So let's see what NICERSMICER picks into it.
Oh!
He's gonna ban it.
Wow, you can see that it's the Crane, right?
That is the Crane, and the Crane is banned, and also we see that Douglas being banned. And the Crane was also one of those units HANZELOT is not too familiar with playing against, and he's like, never mind, let's remove it from the battlefield.
Here we go then, getting into match 2, set number 3 between NICERSMICER and HANZELOT. It's it's even Stevens, 1-1. Here we go, Eshe taking that first turn, managing to push up, but Gyu obviously takes a turn with the passive.
Yep, Gyu with the passive doesn't land her skill right now, and we have a bunch of units. Oh, we have that stunner, but that stunner can be spread from the Tomoe afterwards, which is huge for HANZELOT. Still not the right stripper that you want. And the Cigar, how much can he land? Did not land all too much as well, though.
Here we go. We got resisted as well against that segment. HANZELOT is coming in with Han right now. He has skill 3 available. Doesn't quite get enough of damage as he probably wanted to there, but it's going to get spread everywhere.
Yeah, the spread definitely does help, but we have that armor break being removed by that Raccoon. That is a very tanky Jemire. That it's not dying, but on the other hand, we have a segment that cannot handle all of the damage that HANZELOT is throwing in this match.
Oh my god, Tomoe coming out with stuns whenever she needs it right now. Esche has skill 3 available. Decide to go for skill 1, maybe for the heal block.
I would personally say if you go for skill 3 right now, Raccoon would start healing itself rather than taking that turn on the Jemire. Jemire actually moved afterwards. I was thinking about maybe moving in front of, but definitely something that's interesting to see over there. We have that Han, skill 2. Are you going to get more stuns?
No, decide to go skill 1. Obviously to get a bit more damage in that Gyu. It's the dangerous unit, I would say, on the side of NICERSMICER right now. And on the side of HANZELOT, obviously that Han is going to be needed to go.
Yeah, absolutely. But the interesting fact is, if that Jemire is that tanky, it's probably not going to do as much damage. So the damage on the side of NICERSMICER is kind of already gone, because normally a Jemire can dish out a lot of damage. But Jemire has been eating so many hits without any repercussion, pretty much, that it's probably just very tanky.
Nice, gets the suppression, meaning skill 1 only, but it's enough to kill, say.
Yeah, and that's...
Oh my, again!
And we're getting so many Despair stuns, and Despairs are definitely very dangerous right now. Chipping the damage on the Jemire, but Jemire is definitely not a unit that is very good in a 2v4 combination.
Yep, it's going to be looking hard now. So now he's probably, realistically, NICERSMICER's taking his time right now, figuring out what he's going to do in that next set, right? We're back in that situation where it's probably going to be the 2-1, well, for HANZELOT in this case, from the previous match. And he's going to have to now really make sure that he wins. You can't lose anything now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the draft is pretty interesting because that pre-ban of a Lima is more saying, like, I'm going to counter your bruises with the pre-ban. But HANZELOT has a very strong turn 1, what he showed over here. And that's the thing that makes it difficult to pre-ban into HANZELOT, because he has so many units. Like, he can play very well on the turn 2, he can play very well on that first turn. And that is the victory with the first turn comp for HANZELOT.
Wow, HANZELOT bringing it back 2-1. This could be our decisive set in this match number 2. Obviously, if HANZELOT wins, we're going to be going 3-1, and we'd be seeing Alufia versus HANZELOT already in the next round of the bracket. You're so close to getting your ticket to Bangkok right now. Well, a little bit closer. Not fully all the way there yet, but soon it'll come. As we get into the last round pre-bans, we know that the Lima and Hairgang are now available again to be chosen. Who are we calling for a pre-ban?
I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Smicer pre-ban and one of the speed units or the speed enablers on the side from HANZELOT. So removing maybe that Han.
Ooh.
We call that one. We have the Smicer as a pre-ban, but we have a pre-ban on Salah. However, Salah isn't been picked up by HANZELOT at all yet. It was pre-banned twice so far, but the 2 matches he had it open, he was like, I don't have to use it. I have other units.
Maybe people were thinking that he was going to be prepared with that unit, so let's change things up. Now we see Cigar again. It's the battle of who gets to choose the Cigar first in this match. And we're going to be partnering it up with a Han and a Chungpong.
Yeah, definitely Han and Chungpong. It's giving that AoE CC or also AoE strip kind of vibe already. You could definitely go into like your Vanessa plus a Hairgang in this draft and then just see what the rest of the draft will do.
There we go. Exactly what you said. We've got a Hairgang, we've got a Vanessa. Say, do you play this game a lot?
No, too much. No. That's why I love this game. I've been watching this game way too much, and at some point you just see what kind of happens. Last draft that was similar like this. We had a Lime in that slot, but the Lime in the slot maybe didn't do too much if there's also a Smicer coming up, but that's not possible. So that pre-ban is definitely fitting very well if he likes to draft in that Lima right now.
Exactly, but we do know that he pre-banned out a Shizuka the time before. Does this now open an opportunity for NICERSMICER to maybe put a Shizuka in there to get all of those buffs that are going to be on the side of HANZELOT?
It could be, but on the other hand, we already have 2 strippers on the side of HANZELOT. He could easily add in a 5th one, or the 5th slot, to another AoE stripper as well, if this is going to be a Narsha plus a Shizuka.
Ooh.
Goes for the Fan Cliff, however, because NICERSMICER does see it wouldn't do too much damage if you went for that Shizuka right there. A Van Cliff is damage, but that is an interesting side of damage, and that is a Dark Robo on the side of HANZELOT. Once again, very well paired with that Han.
Exactly, we're going to be taking the speed lead if it's allowed through after the pick and ban phase. However, he's deciding, he's thinking a little bit longer. You can see HANZELOT. It's that round or that set where he can test something. He doesn't have to win it. NICERSMICER has to win this.
Yeah, but he's still testing. There's still that Van Cliff in there. I feel that is testing. So but that might be the preparation that NICERSMICER did.
Here we go then, we're going into the bans. Who is going to be banned out? We were saying before, do you ban out something that you don't know what is going to necessarily, how it's going to work out, or do you allow him to see what happens?
I would remove either the Hairgang or the Vanessa, so the speed lead or the ability to not be able to strip. but removes the damage in this case on both sides.
There we go. So we get Han taken out, we get the Nasha taken out, meaning that we're going to have the speed lead from Vanessa for NICERSMICER and the accuracy lead on the side of Lima for HANZELOT. This could be the decisive match. HANZELOT versus NICERSMICER. It's 2-1. Hagan going first. Can he get some stuns?
Hagan going first, Vanessa moving right after. If you get stuns right now, the Patar
Takes a turn.
Patar, as once again HANZELOT mentioned, Patar is strong into Hagan. But how much can he do right after this? Because other units most likely on the side of NICERSMICER are going to move after this.
Ooh, doing a lot of damage though. It's a good amount of damage. We're getting into now. Vanessa has skill 2 available. Is she going to be able to strip and get that defense break, some might say?
Yeah, the strip and defense break is somewhat interesting right now, but this is the real one. This is definitely the real one. Can you push back what you would like to push back and also provoke it?
No, resisted, say.
We got that resist coming in right now. You can only choose one unit. Goes for the immunity placer. And does manage to land the stun. Does not manage to land the stun. And we have a third skill. Start of the end. And that is exactly what this match is looking like right now. NICERSMICER already clapped his hands knowing like, oh, this is looking a very bad position right now. Because HANZELOT is full on in the driver's seat. He's going 90 on the highways. He has all the things going in his way. We got some more stunners coming in here. Maybe not at this moment. We have the Chung Pong, definitely on some summer potential as well. And we're just seeing chipping away all of the damage from NICERSMICER.
Wow, you could see the resistance really hurt NICERSMICER there. It didn't give him that opportunity that he was playing for. And now we're seeing HANZELOT just whittle things down, putting more damage. That Patar, like you said, doing so much work against the Hagang there. Oh, it's going to be crazy to see him because he's definitely going to be going through to our next round.
Yeah, definitely very interesting right now. And that is where we were also saying, testing something in the moment where you're one down is definitely something difficult to do. It didn't really work out. There were not too much consistency in the stunts, in the strips, in the potential, everything. But on the side of HANZELOT, it was definitely there. There was so much going around. It's such a well all-round drafted just team, and everything kind of helps each other. And that is the victory for HANZELOT.